to this special Friday edition of TSR Live. We are doing the TSR Q&A. Normally, I do my Q&A sessions, my call-in sessions, my question answering sessions on Sundays, but I got caught up on Sunday night. Couldn't really catch up. I was going to do it again. I was going to do it Wednesday. And of course, the Antonio Brown story broke. So I decided to do a live podcast on that. So of course, we are here now on Friday the 13th, 2019. So it is good to have you guys in today. So what I have, guys, is the way it works for those of you guys who are unfamiliar with the way I do my live call-in shows. Only my patrons have the call-in number. If you are a patron, you guys can go to patreon.com/Donovan Sharpe. If you are a $5 patron, then you have access to the phone number to call in. I generally don't make my call-in shows available to the public, obviously because of trolls and all that good stuff. And you guys know that I am not, one of the great deficiencies that I have as a human being is the lack of tolerance for trolls, and it can come off as a bit emotionally immature. I'm not perfect. That's just how it is. I own the fact that I don't know why this is not muting, even though I've muted it. Give me a second, guys. Come on, Jesus. I swear to God, man, iPads can be very, very confusing because I'll turn down the sound, but then I'll open an app and the sound is still there. So, all right, but yeah, so one of my great many weaknesses as a man is that I tend to fly off the handle. One of the reasons is because I have very little tolerance for foolishness and nonsense. And of course, people come in, they test me. And so it's much better. It's much easier to deal with those guys in the chat rather than on the phone. So to minimize my risk of going completely crazy on the air, I just limit the call-in shows. Of course, Wednesday's show was an exception. That was an Antonio Brown episode, very, very relevant topic. And I'm glad. The mods did a good job of everything here. So, okay, all right. Enough of me rambling on and on. Let's go ahead and get this party started. First off, TSR Live is brought to you by Gorilla Mind Rush, the #1 supplement on the market for focus, concentration, energy, and productivity. Lasts for hours. There is absolutely zero crash. There's no brain fog. There's no mental fatigue. If you want to support the show and become more productive than you've ever become in your life, go to donovansharpe.com/Gorilla Mind Rush. Also, the show is brought to you by the TSR merchandise store. It's been kind of sort of newly revamped. And I know that's a bad picture. Just kind of pulled it off the website. But go to donovansharpe.com/merch if you want to get your hands on t-shirts, coffee mugs, et cetera, all sorts of cool stuff that you can get on that. So what we're doing today, guys, is my patrons sent in a few questions. And of course, so the priority goes like this. For those of you guys who aren't familiar, is the Patreon questions get first priority. So, the phone lines, Patreon questions get first priority. Super chatted questions get second priority. The phone lines get third priority. And I'm in a little bit of a brain fog, guys, here. Just forgive me. It's going to take me a little while to get warmed up here. I was actually just going back and forth on an email with Patreon. I'm trying to get my Patreon page I'm trying to have the adult content status removed so that it can be searchable. I discussed this yesterday, but yeah, that's how it works. First priority are the Patreon questions that have already been submitted. Second priority are super chatted questions. Third priority is the phone. If I've run out of super chat questions, if I've run out of Patreon questions, and if there's nobody on the line, I will then go through the quote unquote general population and take you guys' questions from there. So let's go ahead and get this party started. Oops, wait a minute, went the wrong way. Question number 1. And these are going to be, I'm not going to give the person's name. Everyone is going to be, I'm going to protect everyone's identity, anonymity, et cetera, et cetera. And so, those who ask the question, you guys know exactly who you are. But question number 1 comes from a patron. He asks, should men always be direct with women? Yeah, the obvious answer there is, yeah, of course they should. Men should always be very, very direct with women. This way women always know where you stand. Now, when I say direct, what I also mean is don't be ambiguous. Don't be vague. When you communicate with women, whether it be your wife, your girlfriend, your friends with benefits, et cetera, you always have to be direct. You can never leave anything to a woman's imagination when you are speaking to her. Now, when you're running game, trying to build attraction, leave a few things to the imagination, right? I think that's probably Red Pill 101. But you should always be direct with women when you are speaking to them. Now, this does not mean that if you want to sleep with a woman, you should tell her, I want to sleep with you. No, that's not what I mean when I say you should be direct with women. No. When you're communicating with females, you need to be direct with them. So for example, if I'm talking to my girlfriend, if I'm talking to Devin and I want her to make me a steak, I will say, Devin, go make me a steak. Devin, I want steak for dinner. I'm speaking very plainly. I'm speaking very directly. You don't want to leave anything to the imagination. You don't want to leave anything to interpretation. You want to be direct. This way, there is no mistaking what you asked or what you said. So I wish whoever, the patron who sent in that question, if you're in the chat, if you want to give me a little bit more, not too much meat on the bone here. Maybe there's a little bit more context that you can add. But when you ask me, hey, should men always be direct with women? Yeah, based on this question on its face, the answer is definitely yes. The next question that is asked is now, again, what you're seeing on your screen is, I'm paraphrasing here, right? So I'm going to read the question in its entirety. Of course, I've lost my... Man, I am all out of sorts here today, guys. Bear with me. All right. Oh, there it is. Hang on. All right. All right. Your super chat questions. I see you here. I see my super chatters in here. I appreciate you super chatting. I'll get to your questions here shortly. So it says, hi, Donovan. I am new here. I've been watching your videos for a while now. And to be honest, I think you are excellent. I've been single for 11 years and I have not been with a woman in 11 years as well. I was told that wealth and a great car would get me laid and have a great wife, which I learned from you is not a guarantee. So I wanted to ask, is there a possibility I can be an alpha millionaire with a great career, the bad boy rich guy? I am currently thinking that your class in teaching a woman would help in that department. Thanks for the advice. Yeah, listen, this is a very good question. I'm going to turn my fan on here. Hang on. Yeah, the answer to your question is yeah, of course you can become a millionaire, but what you have to understand, patron, is that money, just because you have money, that doesn't make you quote unquote alpha. A lot of people tend to think that professional athletes are alpha males. I had a lot of guys in the chat telling me, oh my God, what are you talking about? Antonio Brown is absolutely an alpha male. No, not in my estimation. I don't think he is. And I don't like to get into discussions about what's alpha and what's beta. I don't get into that. Listen, do you have the balls to act like a man? Do you have the balls to act directly, decisively, et cetera, et cetera? If the answer is yes, then maybe I guess you can be called a quote unquote alpha, but I'm not going to get into these, long drawn out conversations in terms of what constitutes an alpha and what doesn't. There are many different kinds of alpha males. One alpha male, there are many kinds of alpha males. But so I guess what his question is is, does money, and again, if you submitted this question, shoot me an email if you want to clarify. Basically, what he's asking here is, if I have money and a great career, can I have a great wife? If I'm a bad boy rich guy, will I get women? The answer is that money, or rather game, trumps all, guys. Okay. Just because you have money does not mean you're going to be good with women. Just because you have good looks doesn't mean you're going to be good with women. Just because you have high status does not mean you're going to be good with women, right? Johnny M in the chat just nailed it. He says alpha bodies with beta minds. Exactly. Okay. Just because you look like Chris Hemsworth, that doesn't mean that you're going to be good with women. Now, on the flip side, the better looking you are, the more money you have, the more status you have, et cetera, the more opportunities with women you get, right? Listen, good looking guys, high status guys, they get more opportunities with women than men with less money, men with less status, men who are not blessed genetically, right? So let's not mistake opportunity with women for being good with women. Okay. Listen, I mean, I'm a decent looking guy, but I don't know. I guess my looks, my height, my build gets me a fair amount of attention from women, but not as much as some guys out here, right? So just because a man has opportunities with women does not mean that he is indeed good with women. That's just how it goes. So I don't know. I guess what he's asking here is there a possibility I can be an alpha if I'm rich? I'm sure. Listen, there is a possibility that you can be an alpha male who is a millionaire, but becoming a millionaire is not going to make you an alpha male. Okay. Becoming a quote unquote alpha male is, to me, a man who acts like a quote unquote alpha male is a man who is unapologetically traditionally masculine. That's it. You speak with women directly. You speak with men directly. You make you're very you make no bones about what your intentions are with women. Now, of course, you can do it in indirect ways, non sequitur game, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, to me, a man that is a quote unquote alpha male, I don't even know that I would call it that, but I guess alpha male is shorthand for men who has his shit together. That's just a man who is unapologetically traditionally masculine, and that's all there is to it. So again, if you ask this question, yeah, listen, if you have money, if you have car, looks, muscles, et cetera, you're certainly going to get more opportunities with women in the future, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you are going to be good with women. Just because you can get women doesn't mean you can keep them. Now, listen, if you're just looking to do one night stands, then yeah, right? But listen, there are a lot of good looking guys, a lot of rich guys who know that they don't really have the game to keep a female in line. So they just, so they use they use these girls for a night or two, maybe a week or two. But yeah, they get bored, they move on to the next one because they have opportunities with other women. That's the first reason. Another reason is that they've tried keeping women in line before. They've tried to be in relationships with women before, and they can't understand why women don't stay attracted to them. Okay. So again, money and looks, status, that gets you more opportunities, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be good with women. Big thanks goes out to Ryan Sullivan here with the, give me a second here. Ryan Sullivan with the $2 super chat. He asks, how does game differ from the city to the suburbs? I think it's fairly simple. In terms of visceral attraction between men and women, I don't really, listen, girls are attracted to mostly the same things. Guys are attracted to mostly the same things. I think in bigger cities, obviously you have more opportunities. The bigger a city you live in, the more populated the area that you live in, the more opportunities that you're going to get with women. That being said, there's no difference in the application of game. You still have to be unapologetically traditionally masculine. You still have to be direct. You still have to show fearlessness. If you show thirst, you're going to get curbed. You're going to get friend zoned. It doesn't matter whether a girl. So I guess what your question is asking, is there a difference between city girls and suburban girls? No. Women, not all women are the same, but they all operate under the same operating system. They're all attracted to generally the same things when it comes to men. Okay, so a girl likes blonde-haired guys rather than brunette, brown-haired guys. Okay, so there are girls out here who like men who have hair on their chest, and the girls there that can't get enough of men who are bare-chested, right? Like those are subtle differences. Those are inconsequential differences in terms of a woman's physical physical preferences. But when it comes down to it, there is no difference between making women who live in the city sexually attracted to you. There's no difference between that and making women who live in the country, live in the suburbs. There's no difference. Very good question, because a lot of guys tend to think that there's a difference. Now, obviously, from location to location, like if you like for example, I lived in North Carolina for the better part of 20 years, right? Now, I didn't have any red pill game to speak of when I lived in the state of North Carolina, but when I went out to Vegas, it was clear to me that the girls were a little bit different. They weren't easier. They weren't really harder to game. They weren't harder to sleep with, but just the whole vibe was a little bit different. Now, you obviously have to adjust your game to sort of match what's going on there. Maybe there's a cultural difference. I'm sure girls up north respond to different cues than girls down south, things of that nature. But by and large, women are aroused and attracted by the same masculine cue. So very good question there by Ryan Sullivan. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Officer Jensen with the $5 super chat says, "Hey Donovan, thanks for being you, bro." Well, I appreciate that, man. Thank you too. Good stuff. $2 super chat comes from the resident Stormy Daniels. Oh, God, what's the word I should use? Lando Calrissian, a.k.a. Blaster, with the $2 super chat. I appreciate that. Says from Blaster, "Love what you do, brother." Appreciate that. Blaster, I think Blaster could probably qualify as what we call a TSR OG, right? Guys like Miami J, Pine Frank, Freelance running the original TSR OG. I think that Lando Calrissian, a.k.a. Blaster, might be in. I think he might be in that discussion. That definitely makes sense. All right, let's move on to the next. The next Patreon question. Oh, wait a minute. That's not what I wanted to do. There we go. All right. So the next question is, and again, what you're seeing on the screen, it's just paraphrasing here. Sometimes I'll put the entire question up there. I needed to fit it up all in the brick so that you guys could actually read it. So anyway, so the question is, how do you handle an ex you messed with in the past who is way past the wall and now wants to get with you again, especially if your status, money, and sexual market value have gone up? Yeah, this is actually quite easy. The way you handle these women is use them for sex and sex alone. Listen, we've all heard stories of, we have all experienced when we were young and dumb, didn't have any game, didn't really look as good, et cetera, right? Men don't really start to become sexually attractive, which encompasses many things other than looks, but the total package, men, we don't really start to hit our stride until we hit 30, 31 years old, right? So in your teens and 20s, you get rejected by the women who are in their teens and 20s. And now when you are 35 and you're well accomplished, you look better, you're lifting better, your sexual market value has gone up. Well, the girls who used to reject you back in your teens and 20s are now checking for you. Val81 says in the chat, quote, "She's looking for a parachute, don't commit or get trapped." 100% right. Val81 is 1,000% correct. 1,000% correct. Big shout out goes out here to Bump Words with another $12 contribution. He contributed $12 yesterday, and he contributed another $12 today. He did so via the Streamlabs link. If you too want to contribute, like, what was that? Buzzwords? Oh God, have I already forgotten what that is? Bump Words. If you want to contribute like Bump Words, go to www.streamlabs.com/Donovan Sharpe. And the number one, again, that is Donovan Sharpe. That is streamlabs.com/Donovan Sharpe and the number one. But yes, just like Val81 was talking about, my sentiments exactly. Any woman who wants, I don't even want to say it wants a relationship. That's probably what she wants. But any woman who is expressing interest in you now that you are a little bit higher value, any woman who's expressing interest in you now when she didn't back then, to be quite honest with you, I know a lot of guys get upset. Oh, you didn't want me back when I was a loser, but now you want me when I'm a winner. Well, listen, I mean, hypergamy states that women will consolidate on the highest value men available to them. Now, unfortunately for women, in their 30s, they don't understand that being past the wall, that does not afford them their pick in high value men, right? They're going to go after the high value guys. That's just kind of how it goes. But by the same token, it's one of these deals where you can't listen. I'm never going to chastise women for not wanting to get with losers. A lot of guys say, "Oh my God, bitches ain't shit." They, I'm fat. I live with my, I live in my mom's house. I live in my mom's basement. I play video games, and I keep getting curved. Well, dude, that's on you. You didn't necessarily. You don't have any value. You can't expect women. You can't expect good-looking girls to take you seriously as a man if you don't have your shit together, right? That's like a fat guy saying, well, I'm only going to be interested in 9s or 10s, right? You're a fat guy. You're only interested in 9s or 10s. That completely defeats the purpose, okay? But now we've got these women who are in their early to mid 30s. Now they're checking for you. The best way to handle these broads is to fuck them and chuck them. That's just how it is, man. Do not commit to these women, guys. Do not commit to these women. And let me actually preface it with this. The women who are checking for you now, there's nothing wrong with them checking for you. This is women. That's what they're supposed to do. But if she was really looking for a serious relationship, if she was doing what she was supposed to do, keeping her value high, she would have married young. She would have gotten married while she was young and beautiful and consolidated on a high value guy when she was still young and beautiful. Well, she obviously didn't do that. And now she's looking for her parachute, just like Val81 just said, right? Listen, if you're 35 and your sexual market value has gone way up and a 19, 20-year-old girl is expressing real interest in a relationship with you, and you can put her through the training program and all the vetting procedures, then yeah, there's no need to get upset with her, right? She may be on the carousel, but she ain't been on the carousel that long. She still has a lot of sexual market value left in the SMV tank. But do not, under any circumstances, commit to these bitches out here who have children who are in their early, mid to late 30s, who didn't give you the time of day back then, but now want you to take them seriously. And the way you handle this is you use what I call calculated beta game. No, I'm not saying make yourself a beta male in order to attract women. That's not what I'm saying, right? But I'm not saying to be dishonest either. What you want to do with these kinds of women, because these older women, what they'll do is they'll shit test you by telling you, well, listen, I don't have sex unless I'm in a relationship. Or listen, I'm not looking for players. I'm looking for something right now. I want to be, I'm looking for something serious, blah, 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 blah. All right, fine. Right? If that's what she wants to do, that's what she has to do. Don't tell her that you're not looking for anything serious. Don't tell her that you are looking for anything serious, right? Because women like this will ask you, so listen, hey, Donovan, I know you're kind of a ladies' man. Word around town is that you're kind of a player. You've expressed interest in me. You got my phone number. I'm just going to let you know that I'm not interested in players. I've had my fill of players. I don't want to go through the drama, blah, 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 right? So how do you respond to that? Which goes right to this question. How do you handle a woman that you messed with in the past, right? Past the wall, but now wants to get with you. Again, you fuck them and chuck them, right? If she says, well, listen, I don't have sex unless I'm in a relationship, that's a shit test. Oh my God, are you serious? Well, neither do I. I don't have sex unless I'm in a relationship too. And I'll tell you this, I'm also a virgin, right? And if she squeezes you a little bit further, when she squeezes you a little bit further and she says, listen, I'm looking for something serious. Don't give her the impression that you're not looking for anything serious. Okay? Continue to push for the sex. Maybe you kind of sort of give her the impression that you may keep her around, right? And a lot of these women will come flat out and say, hey, listen, what are you looking for in a woman? Right? They'll ask you, are you looking for a relationship? Well, the answer to the first question, what are you looking for in a woman? Tell you know what? I'm not really sure, but I'll know it when I see it. I can't really describe what I'm looking for in a woman, but when she shows herself to me, whoever she is, wherever she is, if I even meet her, I'll know it when I see it. The answer to the second question is what are you looking for in a relationship? Are you looking for a relationship? Listen, this is how you answer this question. Listen, I'm always open. Listen, I always go into these things with an open mind. If it blossoms into a relationship, great. If it doesn't, that's fine too. But I'm not going to go in there with a one-track mind. I'm not going to tell you that I'm looking for a relationship. I'm not going to tell you that I'm not. I just know that I want to have a good time with you. Let's see how it goes and proceed from there. And if she doesn't, and if she continues to if she doesn't have sex with you, guess what? That means she's trying to use you as beta bucks. That's exactly what that means. If a woman is aroused enough by you, she will sleep with you. Rollo Tomasi says it all the time. Women break rules for alphas, make rules for betas. That's how this goes. So to double back, how do you handle an ex that you messed with in the past who is way past the wall and now wants to get with you again, especially if your money, status, and sexual market value have gone up? Use her only for sex. Do not, under any circumstances, commit to her. Good to have you guys in today. Let me go to the chat here. Answer some super chat questions here. Got a couple. Officer Jensen with the $2 super chat says, much love from Reno, bro. Absolutely. The 775 checking in. Scott Graff with the $10 super chat. Appreciate that, Scott. Let me hide this here. So Scott Graff with the $10 super chat, and if I can find his chat here on StreamYards, let's see if I can bring his stuff up. Scott, there he is. Excellent, perfect. Love the Control F button. Love Control Find. So Scott Graff wants to know. He says, I asked a female last week to introduce me to her girlfriend 2 weeks ago. She asked why I wasn't interested in meeting her. Is this common? Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is. Anytime you ask, anytime you express interest in a female's girlfriend, anytime you express interest in a female's friends, anytime you express interest in someone that's not her, yeah, she's going to ask you, hey, why aren't you interested in meeting up with me? Why aren't you interested in going out with me? Right? Now, my advice to you, Scott, would be let me just put this hypothetically. If I were to ask you out on a date, what would you say? Right? And if she says, well, I don't know what I'd say, then you say, and this is exactly why I'm trying to ask your friend. Right? Let her know that you don't have time for games. See, girls love to do this. They do this, it's my party and I'll cry if I want to sort of technique. Right? They'll say, a girl will throw a party. Everyone will know about it. One of her friends says, hey, I heard you're having a party on Saturday night. How come I wasn't invited? Well, would you like to come? No, I've got plans on Saturday night, but it would have been nice to get an invite. Well, this is why I invited other people. You have to use that same principle, right? So if a girl asks you, hey, why aren't you asking me out on a date? And this does happen often. It does happen often, especially when you're in social circles, running social circle game. I'm not too familiar with social circle game, but a lot of times when you're running game on girls in your social circle, hey, Stephanie, ask Christy if, introduce me to Christy. Well, wait a minute. Why aren't you expressing interest in me? Well, what would happen if I did? Well, I don't know. Well, this is exactly why I'm expressing interest in Christy. That's it. But yeah, that does tend to happen a lot for sure. Absolutely. Pardon me. All right. Wait a minute. I had another super chat. There we are. Black Man Travel. Give me a second here. Perfecto. Black Man Travel with the $5 super chat. Thank you for the $5 super chat. He says, why is it when I go to countries like Russia or Ukraine, I'm able to attract 9s and 10s, but here in LA, I only seem to get 6s or 7s? Well, Black Man Travel, the reason why you're able to attract 9s and 10s in Russia and Ukraine and not in America is because American women are insufferable. American women have unrealistic standards, right? Not only do they have unrealistic standards, they almost have, oh, wait a minute, hold on. Let me put his question up here so they all know who I am. Black Man Travel. There he is. Excellent. There we are. Just so you guys know who I'm talking about. Yeah. American women have grossly unrealistic expectations. They absolutely expect everything. They expect the world, right? The world tells American women that they deserve the best men in the world, no matter what, right? Like they tell them, they tell them all of this stuff. You deserve a man who's 6'5", 6-pack abs, 6-foot dick, 3-car garage, et cetera, et cetera. Well, women in Russia and Ukraine, they don't really have access to as many high-value men as American women do, right? Again, this is the law of supply and demand, Black Man Trouble. The fact of the matter is because there are more than one, there are more high-value men to choose from. American women are always waiting for one that's just a little bit higher value. There's a famous meme out there. Yes! All right, big announcement. The Donovan Sharpe, I'm going to get back to your question here, Black Man Trouble. The Donovan Sharpe Patreon page has now been unmarked as adult content, which means it can now be found by doing a search on Patreon. So you can go to Patreon, do a quick search for Donovan Sharpe if you want to get your hands on even more exclusive content. And the reason why I actually did this, and I'm going to get back to your question here, BMT. The reason why I did this is because I've seen there are a lot of creators that I follow that I tend to look at on Patreon. There's probably about a dozen or so. And I have seen that there are some creators out there who flat out just are not as good as I am, yet they seem to have more patrons. So I did a little bit of research and I figured out, wait a minute, it's because my content has been marked adult. That's why I don't have as many opportunities. This is why I don't have as many bites at the apple, right? Before just now, you could go to Patreon, type in Donovan Sharpe, you never saw me. You have to go to patreon.com/Donovan Sharpe. But now you can go to patreon.com, do a quick search for Donovan Sharpe, and there I am. So hopefully, this will mean more patrons, which means more Patreon content. Okay, so getting back to Black Man Travel's question, yeah, the reason why you're able to pull 9s and 10s over in Ukraine is for two main reasons. Number one, Ukrainian and Russian girls don't have access to as many high-value men as American women do. And number two, Ukrainian and Russian women seem to have realistic standards in terms of what they want in a woman. That's just that's just how that is, man. I don't think there's no mystery about it. Now, feminism is definitely beginning to infiltrate. It is definitely beginning to infest Ukraine for sure. I just saw a 90-day fiance before some guy named Caesar and a girl named Maria. You guys can look it up. It's one giant shit show. A few years back when I was in Vegas, I got played like a fiddle from a girl who was born and raised in Ukraine, came to the United States when she was 20 years old. I met her when she was 25. She ran the gambit on me. So clearly at that point, she was absolutely, feminism had permeated her mindset for sure. But yeah, this is just how it is. Listen, it's not going to be like that for too much longer, Black Man Travel. If things are trending in such a way that would indicate to me that Russian and Ukrainian girls are probably going to be as solipsistic, as unrealistic, as hypergamous, as flaky, as unfaithful as even American women. So listen, get in while you can. Get as much Russian and Ukrainian booty as you can, because it's not going to be long before they are as difficult to deal with as American women. All right, let's go to I see your questions, Project Zarvis 19 with a $20 super chat. I greatly appreciate that. Brett Goodrich, I see your $5 super chat. I'm going to get to y'all super chat questions here in just a second. I'm going to answer a couple more Patreon questions, and then I will go and answer the super chat questions. So let's go to the next one. So the next question is, give me a second. He says, how do you deal with beta male family members, in particular older brothers and a father? Yeah, this is always a very difficult area for red pill men to negotiate. And the reason for that is because you care about your brothers, you care about your father, right? You want them to do well. You want them to know what you know. You don't want them to get played. By the same token, you also understand that beta males are some of the most dangerous individuals that both men and women alike can deal with. But listen, women always talk about, toxic masculinity, blah, 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 blah. No. Toxic masculinity is not dangerous to America. Traditionally masculine men are not dangerous to men or women. Beta males are dangerous to both men and women, right? And when you deal with blue pill family members, more specifically your brothers and your fathers, a lot of times it can really make for sort of a strained relationship. So my advice to you, patron, and again, I appreciate your support, the person who asked this question. My advice to you is don't talk about the red pill. Okay, listen, we've all heard the 3 rules of Fight Club, same as the 3 rules of the red pill. Rule number 1, you do not talk about the red pill. Number 2, you do not talk about the red pill. Number 3, you do not talk about the red pill. That doesn't mean you have to act like you're a beta male. That doesn't mean you have to act like you're a blue pill. If someone in your family, if your father or brother says, hey, you know what they say, happy wife, happy life, don't be the guy who says, yeah, how'd that work out for you, dad? Right? Or if your brother says, hey, listen, if you want to be good with women, you have to express your feminine side. Don't be the guy that says, dude, that's bullshit. That's not how it goes. No, Don't get into conversations with your brothers, or don't get into conversations with your male family members about the red pill. Okay? Don't do that. Again, big shout out here goes to Rolo Tomasi, says, and they will fight you to stay plugged in. Exactly. It's just not worth it. And by the way, I'm playing Rolo Tomasi in Fantasy League this week, and hopefully I can eke that one out. But yeah, listen, don't get into fights. Don't discuss the red pill with your father and your brothers. The way you deal with fathers and brothers who are unapologetically blue pill, all you can do is live your life. Don't talk about the red pill. Don't get into philosophical discussions about, the way women are. No, don't talk about hypergamy or the wall or the carousel. No. No. Because the father and the brother are, at that point, they're ego invested, right? That's one of the many reasons it's absolutely pointless to have conversations with family members about the things that you know and understand to be true as far as red pill awareness goes. It is pointless. Now, if your brother goes through some shit, if he goes through a bad breakup, or if he wants your advice on something, hey, Donovan, let me get your opinion on Stacy. I've been dating her for 6 months. She wants to be my girlfriend. What do you think I should do? Now, you should preface that with saying, listen, I know you like Stacy. You know I love you. But what I'm about to tell you, you're not going to like. Okay? Guys, you need to warn them. Right? What I'm about to tell you, you're not going to like. So now I'm going to ask you, do you want me to tell you the truth, or do you want me to tell you what you want me to tell you? Do you want me to tell you what you want to hear? And at that point, you can tell them what you have to and be done with that. Be done with that. Same with your friends. A lot of guys say, Donovan, I got a buddy of mine. He's about to make the biggest mistake in the world. He's about to marry this banshee. She's already starting to get fat and this and that and the other. There's nothing you can do to save them. Okay, if you value your friendship, all you can do, there are 2 things that you can do. If you value your friendships and you value your relationships with your brothers, your fathers, your male family members. Number 1, live the red pill life. That's what you can do. When they see that you're kicking life's ass, they will notice. Number 2, be there for them when and if they fall. Okay? This doesn't mean you proactively say, hey, listen, I know you just went through a big breakup with Stacy, and I know she cheated on you with some douchebag named Donovan, but here's why that happened. No, don't be proactive. Be reactive. Hey, Donovan, listen, kind of went through a breakup with Stacy, and, I've heard you make little comments here and there, and I know you try to stay out of this stuff, but you seem to be pretty good with women. Like, what's your secret? Give me the rundown. I want to know. Your next statement is, listen, man, like what I'm about to tell you, probably not some shit that you're going to want to hear. This is not going to be easy for you to hear, right? No, tell me. I want to know. Well, this is what you do. And since Rolo's in here, I'm glad he's in here, because this is the way you handle it. Be like, look, I'm not going to tell you anything yet, right? What you need to do is you need to Google therationalmale.com, okay? You need to go to donovansharpe.com, all right? Just read a few posts on The Rational Male, and if you still have questions, I'm here for you. If at that point you don't agree with any of that, that's fine. We can wash our hands of the conversation, and we can both move on. There's nothing you can tell your brothers, your friends, your family members that's going to convince them otherwise. The red pill is only digested fully to men who seek it out. No man has ever become, quote unquote, red pill when one of his friends said, hey, Donovan, you heard about this red pill stuff? No, tell me all about it. Well, all women are like that. Oh my God. No, it doesn't go like that. No. Men seek out the red pill when there is pain, when there is agony, when there is frustration. Men who find the red pill are in pain. They are frustrated. Men don't look for the red pill when they've got 5 fuck buddies. Men don't try to find the red pill when they're married and they've got 3 side chicks. So to double back, the way to handle beta male family members, live the red pill life. Okay. Don't talk about the red pill. And third, and most importantly, is be there for them when and if they fall. Don't proactively offer advice. Wait for them to ask you. Don't even try to lead them down the rabbit hole. No. They have to ask you, Donovan, you're the man with women. Listen, I've been wanting to ask you this stuff for years. You always seem to have girls in and out of your rotation. Donovan, Devin she is as obedient. She is as well behaved as any woman I've ever seen. She loves you. She adores you. How do you do it? How do you do it? At that point, you suggest maybe a couple of websites, donovansharpe.com, rationalmail.com. If you have any questions after that, I'm here for you. I can give you more information, but for now, start with those 2 websites. Very, very good question. Excellent question. Let me answer a super chat question here. Let me put it up on the screen. Project Zarvis 19 with the $20 super chat. I appreciate that, my friend. He says, I left my black independent post-wall ex-wife who don't need no man for my Eastern European 8. Reflects all good Eastern stereotypes. Believes my number one job is to be a man, which is good, but she is rich. Doing okay a year in. Any advice? Yeah, man. Dude. As a man with red pill awareness, you understand that just because a woman has money, that doesn't mean anything. If a woman has money, all this means is that she can buy you a few more things, right? You are the king of your castle. I don't care. I don't care if she is a multi-millionaire. You are the king of your castle. You run shit. She defers to you. Okay? You make all the decisions. This is how this goes. Women with money and status and power and all this other kind of stuff, they respect this kind of dominance. They understand, man, I don't know how it is. I'm still feverishly attracted to this guy. It's because you have, it's because you are a man. You have game, you have red pill awareness. That being said, you need to understand that because she is rich, okay, she's also a woman. And the very principle of hypergamy states that women are always looking to upgrade. Okay? Women are always looking for a man whose value is equal to or greater than her own. That doesn't necessarily mean that you don't have a chance. Just understand that because she is rich, there's always going to be that risk. Right? Listen, you can't become rich overnight, so what you have to do, you have to make up for it in other areas. Make sure your diet is tight. Make sure you're physically fit. Make sure you keep her in line. Make sure you're direct. So if money, and again, this is the way it goes with all of your, this is the way it goes with men, period. Wherever you're deficient in, you need to make up for it in areas that you have control over. If she is richer than you, if she has a lot more money than you, then work on getting your wallet game tight. Now, again, this doesn't guarantee anything, right? But whatever you're deficient in, you need to make sure that everything else that you have direct control over, you need to make sure all of that stuff is in line. Do not fail shit tests. Do not defer to her. Do not allow her to make decisions. Oh, no. You continue to run your woman. A woman's money does not dictate how you treat her. I don't care. I don't care if she's worth $10,000 or $10 million. A woman's sexual market value is, dude, money has positively nothing to do with a woman's sexual market value, period. The only way a woman's money affects your relationship is that women with money tend to seek out men who also have money. This is just hypergamy. In order to reduce the odds of this happening, there are no guarantees, but in order to reduce the odds of being left or cheated on or being branch swung for a guy who is richer than you are or a guy who is richer than
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
That was weird. Thought I scheduled it for... Okay, I guess the phone calls are down. But the only way to do that, the way to reduce the odds of any shenanigans happening, control your controllables, man. Control controllables. Thank you for the $20 super chat, Project Zarvis 19. Got another $5 super chat. Let me put this on the screen. Brett Goodrich with the $5 super chat. Thank you for the super chat. He says, if I go on a date with a girl who I've known for a while and who knows me relatively well, does the sex on the first date rule still hold? I actually have a Patreon question about this. So what Brett is asking, and correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, Brett, I think what Brett is asking is, if the girl sleeps with you on the first date, does that automatically disqualify her for anything more than a sexual relationship if you've known her for a while and she tends to know you? You've known her for a while, she's known you for a while. The answer is yes. Absolutely. Listen, I don't care if she's known you for 5 minutes or 5 years. If a girl has sex with you on the first date, she eliminates herself for anything other than a purely, strictly sexual relationship. I don't care. Doesn't matter. I don't care if you guys have known each other since you guys were little boys and little girls. I don't care if you... No. Nope. If a girl lets you have sex with her on the first date, if a girl sleeps with you on the first date, that's it. Gentlemen, listen, Brett, love you to death. Shout out with the $5 super chat, but you're not special. And guess what, guys? Neither am I. Okay? You're not special. Listen, a girl doesn't sleep with you on the first date because you're special. She sleeps with you on the first date because she does that with everybody. Every girl, dude, every girl from sea to shining sea. Oh, I don't normally do this. Or this is the first time I did this. Actually broke down an article about a week and a half ago about a woman who says, well, I've only slept with a guy on the first date just one other time. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Get out of here with that. If a girl sleeps with you on the first date, it's not because you're special. It's not because she really likes you. That's how that goes. So yes, the first date rule absolutely applies. No matter how long you have known said girl, no matter how long you have known the girl, you absolutely, positively do not commit to women who sleep with you on the first date. Big thanks goes out to Heart Donor with the $10 super chat. Tom Brokaw with the $10 super chat. Give me a second here. I'm going to put this up on here. Tom Brokaw. Oh, where the hell is that? You know, maybe I'm misspelling that. Hang on. Oh, no space. Got it. There he is. Perfect. So Tom Brokaw with the $10 super chat. Appreciate that. He says, I hate listening to Derek Jackson. Please do a video response to him sometime for the lulls. I think you meant for the LOLs. I don't know. Listen, I don't dislike Derek Jackson at all. I don't agree with anything he says, right? He exalts black women. He exalts single mothers. He exalts black single mothers, right? But Derek Jackson doesn't believe anything he says. That's one thing that Derek Jackson and I have in common. Neither of us believes what he says. Gentlemen, I'm here to tell you, Derek Jackson is a world-class hustler. He has figured out that he can make a fortune telling a lonely group of women what they want to hear, right? No woman of any color has ever gotten married because of the advice they took from Derek Jackson. Okay? I think the only reason why I would do a response video to Derek Jackson is to show women how wrong he is. That's it. Listen, I don't knock the hustle. Dude, I got into a debate with a guy on Facebook the other day. I said, listen, I don't knock the hustle. I don't agree with Derek Jackson, but I don't knock the hustle. He says, listen, he said, it's my job to knock the hustle. I'm going to call him out because he's polluting our women. Hey, listen, you're getting no hate from me. You're getting no argument from me, right? If that's what you want to do, that's what you do. But I'm not going to I'm not going to chastise a man for taking money that people give him. Okay? Listen, same with strippers, prostitutes, escorts, porn stars. Listen, if men are going to pay you for sex and that's what you want to do, take it. Same with sugar babies. If men pay you for your company, if you get, dude, there's enough information out here for us to know better. If a woman can get money for her looks, baby girl, do you. Do you. If women pay you to tell them what they want to hear, do you. I don't know Derek Jackson. I don't dislike him. I'm not going to hate on the guy. I'm not going to do it. The guy's a hustler, and that's all there is to it. I will never knock the hustle. Never knock the hustle. All right, let me go back to answering some Patreon questions here. I see that I've got a couple of super chat questions from KII. And, well, KII with the $5 super chat. Give me a second here. Let me just quickly answer this. There it is. KII says today is Friday the 13th, the exact day in 1996 that Tupac died. Not sure if you were in Vegas then. What's your take? I don't have a take. I don't care. No. Listen, I appreciate the support. But yeah, you're right. That is off topic. I don't talk about that. Listen, Tupac's the man, this and that and the other. I don't have any thoughts on it. That's all there is to it. I think Suge Knight probably had something to do with it, but I don't know. Who knows? I don't care. I don't care. I don't talk about that kind of stuff. I just don't care about it. Is it important? I don't know, but it's not relevant to this conversation. I appreciate the super chat, but no, I don't have any thoughts, nor do I care to give thoughts on Tupac's death. He's been dead. He's been dead for how long? I mean, my math is off. 96. He's been dead for 23 years. I don't care. 22, 23 years. I don't care. I don't give a shit. My next Patreon question is, this is a sports question. This has nothing to do with anything, but he is a patron, longtime patron. Says, how on God's green earth did Bill Belichick pull off the magic trick of pulling Antonio Brown out of his hoodie? Yeah, listen, this is what Bill Belichick does. The New England Patriots tend to, Bill Belichick and the Patriots tend to take quote unquote malcontents and make them better players, win Super Bowls with them. He did it with Corey Dillon, won a Super Bowl with him. Did it with LeGarrette Blount, won a Super Bowl with him. Did it with Randy Moss, and they set all sorts of records. If not for a lucky catch by David Tyree, they would have pulled off the first 19-0 season, the second undefeated season in NFL history. But yeah, listen, I think the New England Patriots are they're adept at sort of measuring risk versus reward. People say, oh, this is, the Aaron Hernandez. Listen, man, whatever. I'm not going to compare this to anything else. How did they do it? They saw a guy who was super talented, who was sort of the black eye on the league, the black eye of the league, right? It's kind of downtrodden. His image has taken a significant blow here in the last few weeks. What with all of the shenanigans out there in Oakland with the foot and the helmet and the fight with Mike Mayock, the Patriots said, "Yeah, let's go ahead and sign Antonio Brown." Now there are some people out here who think that this was his plan all along. I mean, there are arguments and evidence to suggest that this may or may not have been the case. But the point is that Antonio Brown is now in New England playing with the greatest quarterback in NFL history, who is coached by the greatest coach in NFL history. Those are my thoughts on that. Let's take a look at the next one. Here we go. So this goes back to Brett's question. So, pardon me. So what I'm going to do, this again, what you're seeing on your screen is I'm sort of paraphrasing here. So I'm going to read the whole question here as it appeared here on my Patreon page. It says, if a woman passes your initial shit test of not sleeping with you on the first date, how do you know she did not just place you in the beta category and just made you a beta in waiting while sleeping with the alphas? This is a very, very good question, but it's also got a very, very simple answer. The way you can tell a woman doesn't sleep with you because she likes you and she wants to possibly pursue a long-term relationship with you is that you know that you're her plan A. Okay. And again, there's a big difference between the treatment from a woman who wants you and only you and a woman who wants you along with all of the other guys that she is entertaining. That's just how it goes. So for example, if you're a woman's number one, if you are a woman's plan A, if you are the only man she wants to be with and she hasn't slept with you, guess what? She's going to be all over you. She's going to text you all the time. She's going to call you all the time, right? She's going to stay in contact with you. Here's another way you can tell that a girl really likes you versus making you a beta in waiting. She invests in you, right? So let's say you go out on a date with a girl. She's beautiful. You guys really like each other. You get her back to her place or you get her back to your place, right? You try to sleep with her. You try to do it. She says, look, I don't want to do this. I like you. I want to have sex with you, but I really like you. And I can see this going somewhere. I don't want to mess it up with sex. Okay, cool. Great. Now, if she was just putting you in the friend zone category, the beta and waiting category, she wouldn't invest in you, right? She wouldn't tell you, hey, let's go out for a date tomorrow night. She wouldn't make future plans with you. She would only be texting you sporadically, right? But a woman who really wants to be with you will invest in you. She will invest her time. She will invest her attention. She will invest her money, okay? She will invest herself into you. She'll text you all the time. She'll buy you things. So going back to that scenario, let's say you go out with a girl, beautiful girl. You guys have great chemistry. You guys make out a few times. You say, hey, let's go back into my place. No, I can't. All right, no problem. You drop her off. She gets home, whatever the case may be. She texts you, hey, I had a great time. We should definitely do it again sometime. That's a good sign, but not a guarantee. Okay. But if the next day when you wake up, she texts you, hey, how did you sleep? Blah, 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 blah. Okay. That's a step in the right direction. Then if she says, hey, I'd love to hang out again tonight, come over to my place. I'd love to cook for you. Boom. Now you have a girl who is obviously not placing you in the betas and waiting category. Okay. This is a very good question, again, with a very simple answer. You can always tell when you have a woman's undivided attention. I can't describe it to you. I can give you suggestions, but we as men, we understand the difference between a woman's undivided attention and a woman's divided attention. The word undivided attention sort of just rolls off our tongue. We kind of know what it means, but we've heard it so much, we just kind of categorize it as, it's just another, okay, I want your undivided attention. That means she's paying attention to me. No, a woman's undivided attention does not mean she's paying attention to you. Okay. A woman's undivided attention means that her attention is not divided between you and him and four other guys. No. If you have a woman's undivided attention, she will make it clear to you, and she will make sure she makes it clear to you. Because girls know, especially if you're a man of value, if you're a man in demand, girls know that, okay, I didn't sleep with him tonight. I really wanted to, but he's the kind of guy who probably sleeps with a lot of girls. So I need to make sure that he doesn't have the opportunities to sleep with women, right? So she will bombard you. Hey, let's hang out here. Let's go do this. Let's do that. My treat, she says. Hey, what are you up to? How did you sleep? She is always available to you. That is the difference. That's the main difference between a woman who puts you in the friend zone and a woman who really likes you. If neither woman sleeps with you on the first date, one woman really likes you, one woman doesn't. The one who likes you will make herself available to you all the time. Not sexually, but she'll make herself physically and mentally available to you all the time. She'll invest in you. A woman who just wants to put you in the friend zone, not going to do that. She'll text you every now and again just to keep you on her line, to buy her things, make her feel a certain kind of way. But those are the main differences. Bannable offenses. BK from the Rockies, Charles Caballero, guys in the chat. Anyone who discusses anything about Rollo Tomasi and the whole Anthony Dream Johnson situation, you get banned from the channel. Period. One strike and you're out. One strike and you are out. Anthony Johnson and Rollo Tomasi are both very good friends of mine, and what goes on between those two has nothing to do with me. So anyone who wants to talk about it, anybody who comments on it, You get banned from my channel, unsubscribe from my channel, because I don't do this drama thing. I don't do this drama thing, guys. I don't give a shit about he said, she said, but no, do not care. Not going to talk about it. I'm not going to talk. I don't have an opinion on it because I'm not a part of it. I like Anthony. I like Rollo. If Anthony doesn't like Rollo and vice versa, that's got nothing to do with me. I don't give a shit about that stuff. All right, let's move to the next super chat or the next Patreon question. So this is, again, a paraphrase. He says, Donovan, I've been dating my girlfriend for more than a year, and she's got a very good job opportunity abroad, which she wants to pursue and make a career out of, and not much possibility of coming back to the city we live in. I won't be following her wherever she goes, as the city I'm in has many job opportunities. We haven't spoken about our relationship once she leaves the country, but I have my doubts about carrying it on, as long distance relationships are hard and I won't be seeing her as often. Is there any kind of advice you would give about the situation, as I haven't been in this situation before and want to get your take on this? Yeah, bro, it's over. It's over. That's it. That's it. Listen, long distance relationships are not difficult, patron. Okay? Long distance relationships are not extremely hard. Long distance relationships are impossible. Okay? Long distance relationships are a no. I don't care if you've never been in this situation before. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Listen, I can't pronounce your name. I think that's Messiah Namaya. Says LDR is a no-go automatically. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, patron. I'm trying to tell you, long distance relationships, never a good idea. Never, ever a good idea. It puts you in the beta male role in so many ways. There is no way you can be a woman's number one if you are not physically present. Okay? Women don't follow men out of sight, out of mind. We say this for a reason. Women cheat in long distance relationships all the time, guys. Dude, I fucked so many girls in Vegas who are in long distance relationships with their high school boyfriends. Oh yeah, I'm going to UNLV, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I got a boyfriend at home. Or yeah, I got a boyfriend who goes to UNC Chapel Hill on the other side of the country. I was fucking these bitches 6 ways from Sunday, man. Extraterrestrial says, not good, Donovan. Threatening your subscribers. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. I'm going to stop listening to your videos starting now. You want a role model for some people. Careful. Shut the fuck up and go fuck yourself. Fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck you, extraterrestrial. You're a fucking female. Fuck off. Get out of here. You're gone. So great. If anybody else has any quote unquote advice for me, you guys can go fuck yourselves on that. I didn't threaten anybody. I gave you a choice. Again, that's a very female way of looking at things. So here is your choice. You can either refrain from talking about Anthony Dream Johnson versus Rollo Tomasi and stay in the chat, or you can talk about Anthony Dream Johnson and get booted. That's a choice, right? ET Extraterrestrial, you are a female. Oh my God. You threatened me. You gave me an ultimatum. You want to know what people characterize as ultimatums? Women characterize ultimatum. Women call choices ultimatums when they don't like either choice. When they have to give up something, when it costs them something, they characterize it as an ultimatum, right? So if you're in a sexual relationship with a girl, right? Neither of you is committed, and she says, "I want to be your girlfriend." I don't think you want to be. No, I really do. Being with a guy like me, it's really hard. Try me. Okay, unlock your phone right now. Hand it to me. Oh my God. Why do I need to do that? Well, listen, this is what it's going to take to be in a relationship with me. Oh my God, you just gave me an ultimatum. What ultimatum was that? You told me to give you my phone or we're not in a relationship. No, I gave you a choice. You can either hand me your phone and be in the running for a relationship, or you can keep the lock on your phone and not be in a relationship with me. Right? She doesn't like the ultimatum because she wants to keep the lock on her phone, but she wants the relationship with me. As a man with red pill awareness, you never give her both. This is what they characterize as ultimatums. This is when they don't like their choices. Extraterrestrial just said, threatening your subscribers Get out of here with that. Listen, don't get me wrong, man. I love my YouTube audience. You guys know I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. But you got to understand this. As much as I appreciate my subscribers are not my supporters. You want to know who my supporters are? Guys who super chat. Okay? Guys who are my patrons, guys who buy my courses, guys who contribute financially. Those are my supporters. Listen, if you're a fan, that's cool. I'll give you all the shine in the world. Okay? But you can't call yourself a supporter when you're just a subscriber. It doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that way. So extraterrestrial is gone. He felt the need. Extraterrestrial is extraterrestrial. He's like a black woman who wants to announce to the world, that's it. I'm done with black men. I'm dating white boys. No, the reason why black women want to announce to the world that they're through with black men and they're dating white boys because they want black men to say, no, I'm sorry. Please don't date those white boys. Please stay with black men. That's what they really want. Well, extraterrestrial wanted me to apologize to him. Oh, E.T., please don't go anywhere. Please stay subscribed to my channel. Dude, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Fuck you. Unsubscribe from my channel. And you can tell everybody else that I told you to do that. And anyone else who wants to unsubscribe to my channel for me laying down the gauntlet about what's okay and what's not in my chat, go fuck yourselves too. Okay? I decide what I talk about. I don't threaten my subscribers. I give you choices. You can either follow my directives or not. I don't have a gun to your head. If you choose not to follow my directives, you're fucking gone. That's how it goes. Guy's probably going to go and make a fake Instagram account. Dude, there are so many Instagram accounts out there. Like, people have taken like photos of mine and they've made like a fake mockery Donovan Sharpe Instagram account making fun of me, Twitter accounts, Facebook accounts. I don't see any of that stuff. These guys think I actually, oh my God, somebody made a fake account. Somebody's making fun of my acne. I don't give a shit about that stuff. Go fuck yourselves. Listen, have fun. If you want to make a fake Instagram account and tell everybody, oh, Donovan threatened me, fine, go ahead. I don't care. I don't need people like that in my life. Did I say go fuck yourself? Yeah, go fuck yourself. Next question. This is a very interesting question. Does a woman who dates a broke dude the equivalent of a man dating a fat, ugly woman? Very, very good question. The answer to that is no. The answer to that is no. A woman dating a man who's broke is not the equivalent of a man dating a fat, ugly woman. Okay? Quickly, big thanks goes out to, whoa, holy moly. Big thanks goes out to Joshua M. with the $100 contribution. Joshua M. with the $100 contribution. My thanks to Joshua M. for that $100 contribution. I appreciate that. Joshua M., if you haven't purchased it already, send me an email. Send me an email at tsr@donovansharpe.com. And because of your donation, I'm going to send you a free copy of my 7-hour, 5-part audio course, How to Build a Quality Woman from the Ground Up. Joshua M, send me an email. I will make sure that Heather sends you a copy of my audio course, and I will also give Joshua a free copy of my book. Free copy of my book. I know I keep moving it back, but the book is going to be done right around the 1st of October. Joshua M just earned a free copy of my book. So big thanks goes out to Joshua M with the $100 contribution. Holy moly. Appreciate that. Joshua M is in the house. Right, so getting back to the question. Does a woman who dates a broke dude the equivalent of a man dating a fat, ugly woman? The answer to that is no. Would you like to know why? And there are many, many reasons for this, but the main reason this isn't these are not equivalents is because women are judged using one standard and one standard only. That is sexuality. Listen, if a woman is, if she has a degree, if she's rich, if she has a sparkling personality, if she's a Michelin star chef, that's all well and good. But if she is fat and ugly, she's not getting play from anybody. She doesn't have to pay. However, men are judged by many more standards. Yes, looks do matter to women. Let's not cast any false aspersions there. Women are turned on by good-looking men. Women are turned on by six-pack abs. But guess what? There are a lot of guys with six-pack abs who are broke, right? Just because a man is broke doesn't mean that he can't increase his sexual market value in other areas. Okay, so he's broke. If he's 10% body fat, if he's ripped, if he's a good-looking guy, has a square jaw, if he's direct with women, if he has game, if he knows how to handle women, if he looks them in the eye, dude, women will throw themselves at him like fat kids chasing an ice cream truck. This is the advantage that we have as men. We are judged on so many more standards than looks. This is why men who don't really look so good can still get with hot women. Because a man who wasn't really blessed by the genetic gods, a man who doesn't really look that good, if he gets his body right, if he has game, if he makes a good living for himself, yeah, those things can and will be mitigated. But a woman who is fat and unattractive, a woman who is overweight and unattractive, there is not, listen, aside from losing weight and making herself attractive, and again, an attractive woman is very different from a beautiful woman. A beautiful woman who is beautiful in the face. Beautiful in the face, beautiful body. Attractive women, maybe they're butterfaces. These are girls that weren't so lucky when it came to their genetics, but they keep their bodies tight. So a woman who doesn't really look so good in the face but has an unbelievably hot body, that's an attractive woman. I use my girl Devin as an example. She is the shining example of this. In the face, Devin is a 6.5. Devin doesn't look like a movie star. She doesn't look like a hot girl, right? She's not the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. She's not the most beautiful woman I've ever been with. But Devin's got the body of a porn star. Okay? Devin's sexual market value is a 7. She's a 6 in the face, maybe an 8, 8.5, 9 in the body. Right? Devin is not a beautiful woman, but make no mistake, she is highly attractive. But going back to the question, a woman who dates someone who is broke is not the equivalent of a man dating an overweight, attractive female, because women can only get sexual attention in one way. And that's what they look like on the outside. That's it. It doesn't matter what a woman, this is why women are led astray. Get degrees, career, act like a man, blah, blah, blah. No. Nothing will attract men to you like your sexual attractiveness will. It does not matter. Doesn't matter. That's a very, very good question because a lot of guys think that that's the equivalent. So no, a woman who dates a broke dude is not the equivalent of dating is not the equivalent of a man dating a female who is unattractive and overweight. Because a female who is unattractive and overweight, she can't really increase her sexual market value in any other way. Sexual market value equals relationship market value. Right? A man is not going to get into a relationship with a woman he is not sexually attracted to. So guess what? It starts and ends with the way she looks. Ooh, Ryan James with the quote says, "You don't have to be beautiful to me to turn me on. You don't have to be beautiful." Yeah, I suck at singing, but I love Prince. Very, very good song. Very, very good. Yes, guys, make fun of me. Yes, please. Thank you. I'm here all week. Yeah, that was a terrible Prince impression, but I love Prince. YouTube, who is in the chat, interesting name, says, "We got to be careful nowadays because a lot of false advertisements." Yeah, you're right about that, my friend. 100% right about that, brother. A lot of women got these ass-lifting jeans. They wear these Spanx. I did a show, a Sharpe short, when I was down in the Florida Keys about a guy who was married to a woman he had never seen completely naked. Every time he had sex with her, she had on full body Spanx. Then she decided to take off the full body Spanx and she was sloppy. And he's like, oh, I don't want to have sex. Oh, what do I do? I'm like, bruh, you messed up. How is it that you're married to a woman for 2 years, which means that you were with her long before that? How is it that you do not see your woman naked? Like, what are you doing? So brothers, watch out. Brothers, watch out. Oh, Raspberry Beret. That was a very, very good song. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Oh, you got to see. Hold on now. I'm getting mixed reviews on my Prince. Impersonation here. Sharpe Assist says my ears. Rainier Lopez didn't seem to like it. Daniel Pepper laughed. Mark Johnson says, actually, you were in the correct key. That's exactly. Oh, yeah, I knew I was in the right key. Rainier Lopez says, stick to YouTube, Donovan. Then Mysterium Legacy says, no, Donovan, by all means, get down with your bad self. That's funny. Robert Will says that this just in, my boy Doctore, who I do a sports talk podcast with from time to time. Breaking news, there is now a warrant out for R. Kelly's arrest because he missed a court date. So there is a warrant out for one Robert Sylvester Kelly for missing a court date. Man, he's in a world of hurt. But Robert Will says the answer to the question is yes, no. I would disagree. Big thanks goes out to AC from Casey with the $2 super. This is all I can afford, man. Hey, no problem, man. No problem at all. I do appreciate the support. No contribution is too great or too small. Let's go to the next Patreon question here. Let me pull this up. Give me a second here. He says, how do I deal with a woman who tries to deny sex? You explained it one time how you took a woman that did that on an emotional roller coaster and never did it again. Yeah, man. Yeah. Now, you can only do this the very first time a woman you are seeing denies you sex. Okay? You have to do this the very first time. So, I'm going to take you I'm going to put you guys on a cliffhanger. Give me 30 seconds. I'm going to go drain the main vein, and I will answer that question when we come back. All right, took a little longer than I had expected. Listen, guys, I'm 42. I'm not 22. The old prostate isn't what it used to be. Speaking of which, I gotta go get that checked out. Anyway, so the very first time a woman you are seeing tries to deny you sex, you walk up behind her, you kiss on her, whatever, and she tries to deny you sex. The way to handle this, to make sure she never does it again, you leave her place immediately, or you tell her to leave. That's it. Okay? You're not breaking up with her. You're not ending your arrangement. What you're doing is you are showing her that your presence, your attention is contingent upon her giving you sex anytime and every time you want. So you leave her house immediately without a word. Listen, doesn't matter what she says. If she says, well, wait a minute, is that what this is all about? Not a word. You're only in this for sex? Not a word. Okay, I'll have sex with you even if she throws the booty at you. Not a word. You leave. You go dark for 24 to 36 hours. Okay? First, you go dark. Actually, you go dark for the first 12 hours. Then you go gray for 24 hours. You go dark for 12 hours, go gray for 24 hours. And here's what I mean. When you go dark, when you leave your house, when you leave her place, or if you kick her out of your place, turn off your phone. Don't respond to her texts. Don't respond to her calls. Leave her place and go somewhere. Do not contact her for 12 hours. You do not want to give her the privilege of having any sort of contact with you for 12 hours. That's just how this is, okay? You have walked away. You've removed yourself from the situation. Trust me when I tell you, you will be all she thinks about. She's going to be wondering who you're with, what you're doing, etc., etc. If he didn't get sex from me, then maybe he's getting sex from another woman. You don't have to you don't have to verify or deny it. Leave her in the dark about it. After 12 hours, you respond to whatever her texts are, whatever the case may be. For the next, I would say 12 hours, 24 hours, stay gray. This means you do not allow her to see you physically and you don't allow her to hear your voice. All you do is text her. Do not call her. Do not go to see her. Do that for 12 hours. So you've gone black, no contact at all. Now you're going gray. Now you're only texting her. And when you text her, one-word answers. So if she texts you, you're going to see a wall of text from her. She's going to tell you, fuck you, it's over, I hate you. Then she's going to say, I love you, please come back. Right? She's going to send you naked pictures, and then she's going to turn around and tell you how much she hates you. I'm going to get back with my ex. I'm going to fuck all these guys. Don't respond to any of that stuff. Don't respond to any of that stuff. After 12 hours, you send her a text that says, hey, that's it. She's going to respond immediately. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what it is. If she asks you a question, hey, do you want to come over later that night? Can't. That's what you text back. Well, when are things over between us? Your answer? Depends. Depends on what? Don't answer. Go gray for another 12 hours, guys. One-word answers, sparsely, 2 and 3 hours apart. Then what you do, and again, she's on an emotional roller coaster, guys. She's on an emotional roller coaster. She thinks you're gone. She's pissed at you. She loves you. She loves the fact that you stood up to her, et cetera, et cetera. And again, she doesn't think about this stuff out loud. Okay? This is all going on in her hard drive. So finally, T21 Surfer, looking forward to talking to you tomorrow. So finally, after you've gone black, dark for 12 hours, you've gone gray for another 12 to 24 hours, you send her a text message that says, we need to talk. Okay? We need to talk. Now, her mind is going to go into hyperdrive. Her emotions are going to be everywhere. Because she thinks now that you want to break up with her. She's thinking, holy shit, what does he want to talk to me about? Right? So your text needs to be, we need to talk. Period. My place tonight at 8. If she asks you, what's this about? Blah, 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 blah. Don't answer. If you don't tell me what this is about, I'm not coming over. Don't answer. Gentlemen, at 8 o'clock on the nose, she will show up. That's what you do. When she comes in, she is going to be nervous. She's going to be nervous. She's going to be very twitchy. She's going to be nice to you, right? She's going to be nice to you, but she's going to be nervous. And when she asks you, so what is it? What is it that you want to talk about? Here's what you do. You know what? It wasn't important. And continue on as though nothing happened. Gentlemen, I am here to tell you, she will never, ever deny you sex again, period. She won't do it. And even if she asks you, did you do all this because I didn't sleep with you? look at her and say, stupid question. Do not confirm nor deny your intentions. She knows why you left. She knows why you put her through what you put her through. Did you sleep with anybody while I was gone? While you were away? Tell her again, stupid question. Why is that a stupid question? Don't answer. She'll never deny you sex again, guys. Now, Mark Viola actually makes a very, very good point in here. He says she's banged and blown 5 guys within that 12 hours, 100. Maybe, maybe not. But guess what? If she's banged and blown 100 guys within that 12 hours, guess what? Guess who she's not texting? Guess whose place she's not showing up to? Guess whose phone she's not blowing up? That's right, yours. If a girl doesn't give a damn about you and you remove yourself from the situation after you try to sleep with her and she denies you sex, if she doesn't really like you, she's not going to chase you. She'll be like, fine, leave, whatever. She doesn't give a shit. She doesn't like you anyway. She's fucking Kevin in sales later that night anyway, whatever. She's got 5 other guys on her roster. If that's the case, perfect, excellent. Because now you've removed yourself and eliminated a female from your life who isn't going to put out when you want her to put out. That works. That works brilliantly. A lot of guys say, well, Donovan, what if she never calls you? What if she never texts you? That's a good thing. How is that a good thing? Because you now understand that this woman was going to use sex to control you. She was never going to give you sex when you wanted it. She was never going to give you sex consistently. She wanted you to uphold your end of the bargain without her upholding her end of the bargain. And like I said at the very top, your presence is based on the contingent that she gives up the booty when and how you want. That's how it works. So if you try to have sex with a girl you are seeing and she denies you sex, leave. If she really likes you, trust me, she will make it clear. If she doesn't, trust me, she will also make that clear. The reason why you're able to do this is because you are unafraid. You're not afraid. You leave her place because you don't care if you never hear from her again. You don't care if you never see her again. Right? Because if you leave, or you leave and then 2 hours later, you pick up the phone, listen, I just really want it. You're done. You're done. You need to teach her a lesson. You need to let this woman know your presence, your attention, your time is contingent on her willingness to have sex with you whenever you want. That's not oh my God, that's an ultimatum, Donovan. You just told me that if I don't have sex with you, you're not going to be around. No, that's absolutely not it. Oh my God, Donovan, you're threatening the girl. You gave her an ultimatum. You told her either sex now or leave SNL. Not it at all. What you have told her with your actions, act and non-verbal, actions speak louder than words, Rollo Tomasi, quote, demonstrate, don't explicate. What you're telling a woman with your actions, you're giving her a choice. You don't have to have sex with me. I'm not holding a gun to your head. You don't have to have sex with me. No, you can close your legs all you want to, right? You can look at me. Are you telling me I have to have sex? No, you don't have to do anything. Listen, you don't have a gun to your head. So you have 2 choices. You can either not have sex with me and not have me here, or you can have sex with me and keep me here. The choice is yours. Again, the reason why guys and girls would characterize that little scenario as an ultimatum is because they simply do not like the choices. Women want all the benefits without any of the costs. Women want the benefits of your presence without the cost of sleeping with you. That's how this works. If you let a woman have it both ways, you're done. You're done. This is how men end up in the friend zone. So yeah, this is how you deal with a woman who denies you sex. You leave her place, you go dark for 12 hours, don't answer any questions, don't answer phone calls, text messages, etc., etc. After 12 hours, you then go gray. 1-word text message answers, yeah, cool, never, can't, won't, whatever. Do that for 12 hours. Then after another 12 hours is over, you go gray for 24 hours, black for 12, gray for 24, right? Finally, at the end, shoot her a text message. We need to talk. My place, 8 o'clock. I don't care if she calls you. I don't care if she texts you. What is this about? Tell me what this is about or I'm not coming. Nope. Don't answer. Don't say anything. If she doesn't show up, guess what? She doesn't like you. But when she shows up, and she will, simply pretend that nothing ever happened. Well, what's this about? Do you want to break up? You know what? It wasn't a big deal. It's not important. And act like it never happened again. Gentlemen, if she likes you, she will never, ever deny you sex again. That's the answer to that question. Got a super chat question here to answer. Let me bring me back up on the big screen. 506 people watching. Appreciate the support, guys. Oh, by the way, Darian Peterson. There you are. By the way, big announcement here. Not really a big announcement. I'm moving the start time. I'm turning TSR Live into TSR Prime Time. So instead of the show going live, I usually do my shows like during the summertime, during the spring months, when the weather is good, when the weather is warm, I'm on a little earlier. When the weather starts to cool off, when we get into the fall and the winter, I move my show back a few hours. So instead of 12 Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, TSR Live will now become TSR Prime Time. And my show will start promptly at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. So starting this Monday, I don't know what Monday's date is. Let me look and see. As of Monday, September 16th, which is also the Mexican Independence Day. Starting Monday, September 16th, TSR Live becomes TSR Prime Time. I will be live at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. YouTube doesn't. A lot of people are saying, oh, I don't get notifications from YouTube. Not a problem. Simply set a calendar reminder. Set a calendar reminder every Monday night, Wednesday night, and Friday night. TSR Primetime is live at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. That's how this goes. Okay. Big thanks goes out to Darian Patterson with the $20 super chat. He says, thanks for the advice and much support. Why is it that the black community has such a negative opinion about a young man? I imagine you're trying to say that. Has such a negative opinion about a young man waiting until 30 to have kids. Well, this is simple. Because the black community is run by women. Now, what does that have to do with them shaming you for not having kids until you're in your 30s? Well, this is simple. They know by the time you hit 30, you know better, right? They want to get young niggas. They want to get these young niggas out here when they're young and dumb, walking hard-ons, right? They want to get the boys. They want to get the boys to start putting babies and bitches when they're nice and young and don't know any better, so they can be saddled with that child support for the next 18 years. They know that once you hit 30 years old, you know better. They know that once you hit 30 years old, you're a little bit more selective. They know that once you hit 30, you're going to have a lot more. You're going to have a lot better options. They know that you know better. This is why the black community shames men waiting until they're 30 to have kids, because by the time you hit 30, you're smarter. See, when you're in your teens and 20s, you're stupid. And the black community knows you're stupid. The black community is run by black women, and black women like it when black men are stupid. That's how this goes. That's how it is. They have a negative opinion of men waiting until they're 30 to start having kids, because men who are 30 are smarter. They know that 30, 34, 35-year-old men ain't stupid. At least men with game, men with red pill awareness. So yeah, that's the answer to that. Good question. Good question. Big thanks goes out to Mosia Namaya with the $5 super chat. Apologies if I have pronounced that incorrectly. Shout out to you with the $5 super chat. Let us go to the next Patreon question. I think I might have two more. See here. There we go. So the next question is, now I had to really consolidate this question because it's a very long question, but stay with me here, guys. Again, I'm just paraphrasing here. It says, Donovan, I have a certified dime that's either been sending me choosing signals or attention whoring. She was even in a NASCAR commercial. The only problem is I know she has damaged goods. I know this because for a while she was dating a black bull lesbian, as we'll say it, with biceps bigger than mine. I'm hesitant of dealing with her because she is a club regular in spurts, and I don't like putting myself in that situation. She makes eyes at me all the time and even came and sat down beside me, so I had a small chat with her. Only thing is, I can't get her to talk and hold a conversation on 2 separate attempts. At the very least, I would like to keep her in my circle at the club for social proof, or put her in the male friend zone, because this chick is banging. She does quite a bit of attention whoring on Facebook and recently made an announcement that she is single. I'm guessing she's feeling me out, but I'm not trying to date this chick. Thoughts? Says, don't say my name on the air. You know who you are. She doesn't want you. She doesn't want you. That's it. That's just all there is to it. What you're mischaracterizing as choosing signals or IOIs, interests, indicators of interest. Okay. A lot of guys say, oh, she's shooting me IOI. She's shooting me choosing signals. No, she's not. Because if she were, you would not have swung and missed on 2 separate occasions of trying to talk to her. That's just how this goes. Listen, no disrespect, and I hate it for you, but she doesn't want you. She does not want you. I get guys, and again, I get guys all the time sending me emails. Donovan, there's this one waitress. She wants my nuts. I know she wants me. She's nice to me. Donovan, the bank teller wants me. Donovan, there's a hostess at this restaurant. I know she wants me. No, these women don't want you. The reason they're nice to you is because that's their job. That's the same as a guy walking into a strip club. Dude, see that blonde stripper over there? I think she wants me. No, she doesn't want you. She wants your money. So she acts like she wants you to get you to what? Spend money. She does not want you. You don't want her. Listen, you are not going to put her in the friend zone. That's not really what you want to do. You want a chance to sleep with this girl. She doesn't want you, my friend. Don't orbit her. Don't give her more attention. You said that she just announced on Facebook that she was recently single. This means that you are following her on Facebook. You probably like all of her pictures on Facebook. Right? The reason why you know that she announced that she was single on Facebook is because you follow her on Facebook and you like all of her photos. She does not want you. I love you and I appreciate the support. I appreciate that you're a patron. She don't want you, player. She doesn't. Because if she did, she would make it clear. Just because you say it's an indicator of interest does not mean it's an indicator of interest. A female smiling at you is not an indicator of interest. A female smiling is not a choosing signal. A female talking to you is not a choosing signal. A female being nice to you is not a choosing signal. A female sitting down and having a conversation with you is not a choosing signal. Gentlemen, these aren't choosing signals, guys. These are women just being women. The flight attendant doesn't want to sleep with you. She's nice to you because she has to. It's her job. The bank teller doesn't want to sleep with you. It's her job to be courteous. The hot hostess does not want to sleep with you. It is her job to be nice to you. The stripper doesn't want to have your babies. This is her job. So what are choosing signals, Donovan? Well, I'm glad you asked. Choosing signals are women who get loud around you, right? If she gets loud around you, she wants you to look in her direction, which means she wants your attention. Choosing signal is when a woman makes eye contact with you, prolonged eye contact with you for 2 to 3 seconds. God, listen, I make eye contact with females all the time. Doesn't mean they all want me. But the ones that make, keep, and lock eye contact with you, those are the women who want you to approach. Those are choosing signals. A woman who strikes up conversation with you out of the blue, if she makes it a point to come over and talk to you, and she keeps the conversation going, she doesn't let you out of her sight, those are choosing signals, guys. You going over and talking to a woman, oh man, I went over and I talked to this girl for 15 minutes. I think she wants me. Well, how do you know? Well, she talked to me for 15 minutes. Dude, she talked to you for 15 minutes because she was bored. She didn't have anything else to do. You guys have to pay attention. Just because females are nice to you doesn't mean they want you. Don't come at me with, she's giving me choosing signals all over the place. No, she's not. She's not. Just because she likes your comments on her Facebook photos, that's not a choosing signal. I'm sorry, but that's just how it is. That's how it is. All right, let's move to the next. I think this is the final. This is the final Patreon question. And after I'm done with the Patreon questions, I'll go through the chat, and I'll pick out some non-super chat questions if there are none left. We'll go from there. So again, this what you guys are seeing on your screen is a this is a paraphrase here. So a patron asks me, he says, in the manosphere, we talk a lot about women cheating, but what are your thoughts about men cheating in long-term relationships? I think we can all agree that men have a natural inclination to spread their seed, but we can also agree that part of being a man of principle is quelling these urges for the sake of honoring a commitment. Would love to hear any personal thoughts or advice you may have on this for us. Thanks as always. No, we absolutely cannot agree, patron. We positively cannot agree that part of being a man of principle is quelling the urges for the sake of honoring a commitment. Okay. Here's the problem with that. When it comes to sex, gentlemen, and one thing that you men, one thing that we as men, one thing we have to understand, and what I'm about to tell you is something that women have known for eons, guys. And we as men, we need to wrap our heads around this. This is something women know to be true and have known to be true for decades, eons, centuries. Sex, gentlemen, has positively nothing to do with morality. I'll say it again. Sex has positively nothing to do with morality. There's nothing principled about quelling the urges for the sake of honoring a commitment that you have with a woman. There are many men out here who forsake cheating opportunities, but they're still skeevy men. Then we have honorable men who cheat on their wives all the time. Well, how can you say a man is honorable if he cheats on his wife, he cheats on his girlfriend? Easy, because there's nothing moral about sex. Right? No, patron. We cannot all agree that a man of principle is a man who quells his urges for the sake of honoring a commitment to a female. There's nothing moral about sex. Mother Nature dictates that we procreate. The physical purpose of life is to procreate. Mother Nature doesn't require a contract of the state in the way of a marriage to legitimize said procreation. If that were the case, then unmarried people would not be able to have children together. Okay? Marriage is a human institution. Okay? Marriage was really a way to marriage was sort of forced monogamy. Now, is it immoral for women to go out and have sex with a bunch of men? I guess you could say that. Is it immoral for men to go out and have sex with a bunch of women? I guess you could say that. Right? Does it suck when our women cheat on us? Of course it does. But guess what, guys? When women decide to sleep with men, there's nothing moral going on in their minds. It's all emotional. It's all Mother Nature. I'm aroused by this man. I want to sleep with this man. I know that I'm married and I feel a little bit guilty. I know I have a boyfriend, right? But I really want this guy. Principle does not define morals, gentlemen. A man of principle is not a man who quells his urges to cheat for the sake of honoring his commitment to a female, because there is nothing moral about the act of sex and procreation. That's it. That's all there is to it. Me as a man, I would love for sex to be moral. Are you kidding me? I would love to be able to accept that sex is a moral institution. I would love to be able to think that if Devin were to cheat on me, that there's something morally reprehensible, when in actuality, there really isn't. Will it piss me off if she cheats? Of course it would, right? I'm a man. I'm a human being. But herein lies the difference. And listen up, guys. We as human beings, the difference between us and other species is our ability to reason, our ability to empathize. Every other species on the face of the earth, they procreate with each other, and nobody really says anything about it. Nobody is morally ostracized. No, nothing about that. No, Nope. Okay, so these dolphins, so this mama dolphin had dolphins with this guy, another mama had dolphins with another dolphin. Okay, this male dolphin has had children with 50 other dolphins. Nobody seems to have a problem with that. Even in the jungle, if a lion has a pride and one of the females in his pride has cubs from another lion, he kills those cubs. Is that moral? Of course. What's moral about that, right? No, that's the law of the jungle. He's like, listen, man, I know there's nothing moral about sexuality, but I don't want these cubs in my pride. Got to get rid of them. He offs them. That's it. But there's no scandal. There's no scandal. There's no feelings hurt. There's no feelings hurt when animals have sex with each other. A lioness could be pregnant with the alpha male's cubs. He can be watching that lion have sex with the other lioness. Does she get up and leave because that was wrong? Of course not. Of course not. Well, Donovan, what if the alpha male lion sees another alpha male lion having sex with one of his women? This is again, it's the same thing. You can't have two alphas and one pride there, ladies. You cannot have alphas. You can't have two alphas and one pride. If there is a male who thinks that if there's a male who wants to have sex with all of the females in the pride, guess what? He's got to beat that lion to become the alpha male. There's only one alpha male per pride, ladies. That's how that goes. So no, there is nothing moral about sex. Animals don't have a problem having sex with each other. Animals don't need marriage. They don't need an institution to justify having children with one another. We as humans, we're the only species on the face of the earth who finds it morally reprehensible that men and women have children without being married. Now, of course, we sit here, we talk a bunch of junk about baby mamas because, of course, a woman who has kids with 3 different dudes is not protecting her seed. But I said it in an episode a while back. One lion can propagate the herd. One lioness does not take the semen of 5 lions. That's just how this goes. All right. Oh, boy. Oh, looks like, so the logic, Bear Fox says, actually, you can young lions that take down a pride share women together. Okay. All right. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not a Serengeti expert, right? So there's an exception to that rule. All right, fine. But every other species has no problem with procreating with other beings of that same species. There's no problem. Paul Godden nailed it. That is a religious thing. That is a religious thing. Logican says they do actually to protect their own life. I don't know what you're talking about. Who does what to protect whose own life? I don't know if he's talking to me or somebody in the chat. No, other species of life. Dolphins don't have a problem with other dolphins having sex with other dolphins having sex with other dolphins, right? Like nobody gets up in arms, nobody is scandalized because species are making babies together. Doesn't work that way. Damn, am I out of water again? Jesus. Been on the air for an hour and 48 minutes. All right. Let me scroll back up here as far as I can. See if I can. All right, let's see here. False advertisement. Saw that. All right, let's see. Johnny M says Dave Chappelle's Netflix on R. Kelly was hilarious. Yo, I remember the Chappelle show. He did that piss on you spoof. Yo, I must have pissed my pants, man. R. Kelly's urine. Oh, that was out of this world funny. Zero says R. Kelly is red pilled personified. Yeah, I would agree with that. But he's a pedophile. He's a pedophile. Listen, R. Kelly is red pill for sure, but he's a pedophile. Gentugo says, my ex tried to deny sex once. I said fine and went about my business not long after. Was not denying me anymore. Okay. Mr. E 1976 says, damn right, the only way to get over a woman is to get another woman under you. Yeah, maybe. You can't really see women use guys to get over guys because men are the most important things to women. But we as men, when you use women to get over other women, you run the risk of becoming attached to those other women, and then you're right back in that same situation. I mean, I agree. Listen, sleeping with other women certainly helps you to get over women, but it's usually not the main reason that you get over said woman. Big thanks to Thomas Lewis with the $5 super chat. Says signs she is going to go back to her baby daddy, claims she is over him. But I don't know. Yeah, listen, man. If she talks about the baby daddy, she still wants the baby daddy. The opposite of love isn't hate, gentlemen. The opposite of love is indifference. Wow, the mods are on point today, man. You guys are really doing a good job in the chat. Appreciate that. I get a lot of naysayers. I get a lot of people who get their butt hurt. And another guy in the Red Man group says, keep insulting your audience. Fuck off. Get the fuck out of here. It's so funny. People think that they're so self-important. You are one subscriber of over 32,000. Dude, fuck you, man. Can't stand dudes like that. All that self-importance. Oh, well, I can't believe it. Oh, go fuck yourself, man. Go fucking fuck yourself. I decide what the fuck I talk about on my show, not you. Fucking females, man. I will never watch you again. Good riddance. Good riddance. And blast an email to 10,000 people. Tell them, don't watch this guy. Fine. I don't want people like you watching my show anyway. Go fuck yourself. Douglas Crivelli says principles do not necessarily have to be attached to social norms of the day, in my opinion. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Listen, are there good principles and bad principles? I suppose, right? I mean, listen, man, a man's principles might be diametrically opposed to another man's principles. They might feel strongly about their principles. But your principles doesn't keep you from exploring sexual opportunities with other women. No, those are those quote unquote societal norms. Those are your fears. No, I'm not saying cheat on your wife, cheat on your girlfriend. No, I'm not endorsing that. But if you do, don't get caught. And if you do, you're getting no judgment from me. If a dude admits to me, hey, dude, I cheat on my girlfriend, you're not a bad guy. You're a man. Excellent. Okay. Good questions today, guys. Kevin Alexander wants to know, why are women so horrible when it comes to making financial decisions? Well, Kevin, it's for the same reason why they are horrible when it comes to making romantic decisions. It's because they think with their hearts and not their heads. Women are emotional creatures. Women are impulsive. They are extremely, extremely impulsive. They're impulsive when it comes to men. They're impulsive when it comes to money. Show me a woman who's bad with money, and I'll show you a slut. Show me a slut, I'll show you a woman who's bad with money. They are literally one and the same. They use the same brain. They use the same logic to make those decisions. Women use the same standard when it comes to making financial decisions as they do with making decisions about men. Women are bad with money because they're emotional. They don't think about things logically. Women only think of it. Listen, women are extremely pragmatic creatures when they want to be, when they need to be, right? A 22-year-old hottie, she's going to be emotional. She's going to be impulsive. She's going to sleep around. That same 22-year-old who's now 37 years old, now she's pragmatic. Now she's not giving it up to everybody because she knows she doesn't have much tread left on that tire, if any at all, right? She doesn't have she didn't have 2 or 3 years to waste on someone who isn't really taking her seriously. This is why young girls are impulsive. All right, so if I fuck the wrong guy for 6 months, big deal. I'm only 22. Not so much for 37-year-olds. That's how this goes. All right. Rainer Lopez says if he were to blast an email out, guaranteed you 90% of those people will check you out. Yeah, I have no time for foolishness, man. I have absolutely no time for foolishness. I don't like men who are disingenuous. I don't like men, dude, authentic Mexican food. Oh, he's late again. Oh my God. You want to get banned from my channel? Talk shit about me being a few minutes late. Please. Like, dude, we got dudes in here who have been late to interviews. You guys are late to all. There are men who are late to all kinds of shit. But now all of a sudden you want to hold some rinky-dink YouTuber to a time standard? Go fuck yourself. I can't believe he's late. Shut the fuck up. Get out of here with that. You don't give a shit about being on time. You don't give a shit about being on time any more than you give a shit about me being on time for the show. Go fuck yourself. Hate people who what was the other guy? What did he say? He said punctuality. Dude, this is my goddamn show, man. I show up when the fuck I want to show up. See, this is the advantage you have working for yourself. Fuck out of here. This ain't the fucking office. Bryce Friday, interesting name. With the $20 super chat. Let me jump in here quickly. Let me do a quick search for him. Bryce Friday says, with the $20 super chat, says, Donovan, since I have been following your content, I have been continually self-improving, including building my first home. All right. Continuing my red pill awareness. How do I avoid the sea of banana gobblers and find women of high value? Thank you. That is a trick question, Bryce. It's a very, very good. It's a very good question, but it is also a trick question. You see, Bryce, unfortunately for men in this day and age, there are no women of high value anymore. There are women of high sexual value, right? There's women of high sexual value all over the place. We got hot girls running around here giving up the ass like Halloween candy. Okay? There are highly attractive women, highly sexually attractive women, but a woman of high value in terms of relationship value, they're not around anymore. Now, back in the 1950s, 1960s, they were all around. Girls remained young, thin, beautiful, pretty, attractive, I guess as we should call it. They didn't sleep around. They lost their virginity to their husbands. Marriage was a lot better then. Children were a lot better then. But now, these days, because of the feminist culture has quite literally made the high quality woman extinct. And by the way, there's no such thing as a woman of high value. There's a woman of high quality. So what is a man to do if he wants a relationship, but he can't find any high quality woman? Well, you have to do two things. Number one, you have to understand that women of high quality they're not born anymore. It just doesn't work that way. You're going to have to understand that a woman that you get with has slept with a lot of guys. It's sad. It sucks. It's not the way it's supposed to be, but this is how it is. I'm not the guy who's going to sit around and bitch and moan about, I just can't believe there are no women out there who haven't slept. No, this is just how it is, man. That's the first thing you have to understand. Understand you're probably not going to find a virginal woman to marry and have kids with. If you do, you hit the lottery. But since none of us know anyone who's hit the lottery, then chances are you're not going to find a woman of high quality. The second thing you have to understand, that if you do want a relationship with a woman of high quality, it is on you to create her. It is on you to create her. See, back in the 50s and 60s, 40s, 50s, and 60s, society created high-value women or high-quality women, right? Society shamed single motherhood, society shamed promiscuity. Society told girls, listen, be feminine, learn to cook, learn to be good to a man, speak when spoken to. Mothers from yesteryear did a very, very good job at training their daughters, teaching their daughters how to be high quality women. Because of that, Girls 18, 19 years old came ready-made for marriage. There wasn't really anything a man had to do other than being a man. Today, it doesn't work that way. Nobody's out here teaching these girls how to be women of quality. So if you want a woman of quality, guess what? You got to build it. You got to build it. You have to build a woman. And the best way to do that is through my audio course, my 7-hour, 5-part audio course, How to Build a Quality Woman from the Ground Up. And the reason I created this course is because, just like I said, women of quality women aren't taught to be high quality women anymore. They're taught to be sluts. They're taught to be promiscuous. They're taught to be quote unquote career oriented women. By the same token, I understand if men want relationships. Now, relationships don't come without the risks. That's how this goes. Okay? But if you want a woman of quality, you're going to have to understand that it's going to take a lot of time and it's going to take a lot of work. Again, this isn't the 50s and 60s anymore. It is incumbent upon men to build and mold any given woman into the kind of woman you want and need. That's how this goes. It's not easy, and you're going to fail more often than not. This is just how it is. But that's what you have to do. Is it possible? Yes, but it's very, very difficult, especially in this day and age. Big thanks goes out to, hang on a second, Spark344 with the $10 super chat. Says, if your LTR girl says she needs to reconsider her relationship after going dark, she sends one message after 12 hours shit testing saying that going dark is immature. How do you handle it? You don't. Right? So, and again, the key to that is you said LTR. A woman is not going to withhold sex from you unless you allow it, right? So let's just say, for the sake of this particular situation, let's just say that you start seeing a woman, she gives up the booty, she never denies you sex. Now all of a sudden you're in a long-term relationship, you've committed to her, and she withholds sex. You do what you have to do, you run the gambit just like I told you to run, and she says, that's immature. Going dark is immature. You don't respond to that. Just because she says it's immature doesn't mean it's not, right? Doesn't mean that it is. Listen, she calls it immature. I call it keeping it back in line. Don't respond to that. Oh my God, you're so immature. Don't say, well, you're still here, aren't you? No, don't respond to that. This is another thing guys have to understand. You don't have to respond to every single thing. You don't have to respond to every single thing that women say. She can accuse you. She can say whatever she wants. You don't have to respond, man. Oh my God, that's so immature. Don't respond. That's how you handle that. Oh, Bleed Green says, I asked the question about cheating. Let me put that back up on the screen here. Let's see here. There we go. So Bleed Green says that I asked the question about cheating. Totally understand your thoughts on sex and morality. I was more so speaking to the concept of keeping your word, which I believe to be a principled concept. No, you weren't. Now, listen, I appreciate you being a patron, but you didn't give any word to any woman that you were going to never cheat on her. Okay? Like, that's not what this is about. You told me that this is a principle. You said a man of principle is quelling the urges to cheat for the sake of honoring the commitment. When you commit to a woman, Bleed Green, you're not promising her anything, right? You're not promising anything. When you commit to a woman, you make a woman your girlfriend, you're not promising her. You don't know what the future holds. And if you commit to a woman and you say, I will never cheat on you, number one, she's going to lose attraction for you because now she thinks, okay, well, I know he's never going to cheat on me, which is great, but is he not? Is he telling me that he can never cheat on me because he can't cheat on me? Right? Yes, listen, the concept of keeping your word is absolutely a principled concept. I agree with that 2,000,000%. 2,000%. You got to be a man of your word. Do what you say you're going to do. But when you commit to a woman, you never, ever tell women, I'm not going to cheat on you. You don't do that. You don't do that. Nobody does. Nobody does. Rob Nelson with the $10 super chat says, great show as usual, sir. Love it. Appreciate that. You guys have been extremely generous today. You guys are extremely kind. I greatly appreciate all the support. I know that and listen, you guys watch me because I try not to be an asshole, right? But sometimes I have to be an asshole to get my point across. Don't take it personally, right? Don't take it personally. Listen, you come here for the truth. The truth is not gonna be sugarcoated. That's just how it is. I'm not gonna sugarcoat the truth. Don't get me wrong. I try my best not to attack you personally or to make you feel like it's personal. I really do try to do that because I love you guys. I respect you guys. But by the same token, I'm not pulling any punches, right? If I say something that you said or asked is disingenuous, that doesn't mean that I think that you're a disingenuous person. Doesn't mean that I don't like you, right? Just understand that sometimes I use strong language. I use very decisive language to get my point across. So Bleed Green, I appreciate the question, but Bleed Green changed the conversation. He said, I asked the question about cheating. Totally understand that. I was more so speaking to the concept of keeping your word, which I believe to be a principled concept. No, that's not what your question was about. Your question was about not cheating on women, and you tried to marry that with principle. No, not cheating on women has nothing to do with principles. Now, when it comes to keeping your word, absolutely. I agree that you should absolutely be a man of principle. But just because you don't cheat on your woman does not mean that you are a man of principle. That's the way I see it. I skipped Emmett. Uh-oh, did I skip somebody? Hang on a second. Let me go up here. Oh, wow. Oh, my God. I didn't see this. Holy shit. Emmett with the $30 super chat. I did not even see that. My apologies to Emmett with the $30 super chat. Holy shit. Says, I have 2 adult sons. They are actively dating. What happened to decency in women? I love steak too. Yeah, man. The thing is this, man, and listen, this is a very broad question. I mean, I could talk about this for hours and hours, but what's really happened to decency in women is that women are now given permission to just not be decent, right? Like women are now encouraged to be as insufferable, as unfaithful as humanly possible. That's what this comes down to. Women are no longer, I can go on, really. What happened to decency in women? Feminism and the smartphone. That's it. Feminism has destroyed women, and the smartphone facilitates the acceleration of said destruction. Right? Beautiful young women have always had plenty of options. They've always had a lot of options. The smartphone has now made women aware of all of their options. Women now have access to any man, literally any man on the internet, which is pretty much any man in the world. And because women conflate sexual attention with a man's intention to commit, we get women who aren't decent. A woman will go out on a date with a great guy. She doesn't really want to commit to that guy because she has 5 or 6 guys she's talking to on the internet who live in 5 different countries who all want to marry her. She's not going to act decent. Who all say that they want to marry. All these guys want to sleep with me, so these guys must also want a relationship. That's part of it. Another $10 super chat from Colby Bailey. Let me highlight this quickly. Colby Bailey. There we are. He asks, what are your thoughts on a man when we eventually want to have kids, family, exploring the option of searching overseas, where the women still hold the man in high regard? Great show, by the way. Stay alpha. Yeah. If you're the kind of man who wants to go overseas to start a family, because women overseas tend to be a little more feminine. They tend to be more traditionally, I don't want to say tradcon, but yeah, women overseas tend to treat men like men. My thoughts on that are this. is if you couldn't, now this is strictly talking about getting laid, because if you can't get laid, you can't be in a relation. You can't have kids, right? Sex is, you have to have sex in order to be in a relationship. So if you are unable to generate sexual attraction from women, then you can't have a family. I just wanted to go ahead and make sure, pardon me, I wanted to go ahead and make sure that was perfectly clear. Let me do a sound switch here. Give me 2 seconds here. So, and I tell guys this all the time. Guys say, Donovan, I'm thinking about moving abroad so I can have more opportunities with women. That's fine. But understand this. If you can't sleep with American women, if you can't become sexually attractive to American women, then you can't become sexually attractive to women overseas. If you can't get laid in America, you're not going to be able to get laid in other countries. That's just how it works. Okay? Sexual attract. Listen, you have to make yourself sexually attractive to women. Now, that doesn't mean you have to be rich. That doesn't mean you have to be a bodybuilder. That's not what any of that stuff means. But you need to be able to generate sexual attraction with females. It's like black men all the time. Dude, I'm done with black women. I can't stand them. They don't want me. I'm going to date white girls. Bruh, if you're not good with black women, you ain't going to be good with white girls. Because despite their differences, guess what? Black women and white girls are attracted to the same things, which is what class? Masculinity. That's just how it is. So yeah, my thoughts are great. If that's what you want to do, that's fine. But if you can get laid on the regular in America, then chances are you can probably find a woman, I guess, worth putting a few babies in overseas. But if you can't get laid in America, you can't get laid overseas. That's how that is. Give me 12 seconds. I'm going to go get some water. All right, I'm back. All right, guys. Let me shout out my super chats. Shout out to all of my super chatters. I'm going to list them now. Ryan Sullivan, $2. Officer Jensen, $5. Blaster, $2. Officer Jensen, $2. Scott Graff, $10. Black Man Travel, $5. Project Zarvis, $19. I'm sorry, Project Zarvis, $20. Spart 34. I'm going to get to your super chat question here in a minute. Brett Goodrich with the $5 super chat. Heart donor, Tom Brokaw, KII. Project Zarvis again. Colby Bailey. AC from KC. Darian Patterson. Mosiah Namaya. Benjamin Newkirk with the $2 super chat. Shout out to you. Spartan 34. Thomas Lewis. Bryce Friday. Emmett. My bad for missing that earlier. Spart 344, Rome Nelson, Colby Bailey, and Spart 344 again. Let me bring his super chat question up here. Spart 44 with another $20 super chat. I greatly appreciate that. He says it wasn't about no sex. It was about the difference on opinion on circumcision. She said what she said. Then I left, went dark, dumped her the next day. How to handle that better, or should I have just said bye on the spot? Spart 34, Spart 344, do me a favor. Put a little bit more detail. So your woman, so you guys have a difference of opinion on circumcision. What is her opinion and what is your opinion? I'll wait for you to put that in the chat, because this is an interesting question here. I know this is bad radio. If I don't know, I mean, I guess I'm just gonna sort of freestyle it here. I wish I had more I wish I had more detail. A difference on circumcision. Okay. She wants it. I do not want it. It is medically unnecessary. She says it looks ugly. Okay. Yeah, listen, if your girl wants you to get circumcised or wants to circumcise your children and you don't, now I'm assuming she's talking about you, correct? Listen, it doesn't really matter whether she's talking about you or somebody else. And looks like my Jordan 720s have just arrived. Yep, my Jordan Proto Max 720s have just arrived. So I'm going to run down there and grab those here quickly. Bleed Green, appreciate that. Yeah, if your woman wants circumcision, whether it's on you or your no kids, yeah, listen, man. Okay, so yeah, listen, if she wants to circumcise your kids and you don't, yeah, that is grounds for dismissal, my friend. Dude, absolutely. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Listen, I'm circumcised, right? And to be honest with you, I'm glad I am, okay? But if I were uncircumcised, I'd be fine with that too. Yeah. No, dude, listen, and again, this is just you putting your foot down. If you have a difference of opinion and whether or not your sons should be circumcised, listen, let her know. We have a difference of opinion, yes, but understand this. You're not making that decision. If I say that, listen, I'm telling you right now, if we have kids, they're going to be they're going to be uncircumcised. If you have a problem with that, you're going to have to find somebody else to have kids with, because I'm not going to allow it. So yeah, now she can have a difference of opinion all she wants to. Devin has differences of opinion on all kinds of stuff that I do and say. But guess what? She still follows your boy, right? So that's just how this goes. Very, very good question. Very good question. If you don't want your kid circumcised, but she does, that's fine, right? But if that is something that she absolutely will not move on, then you got to go. You got to go. My thanks to all of my super chatters. You guys have been extraordinarily generous today. Shout out to Bump Words, who also had a couple of contributions, $12 contributions. Definitely shout out to Joshua M with the $100 donation via the Streamlabs link. Guys, don't forget, TSR Live is now going to be TSR Primetime. It is the fall and the winter. I do this every year. My show is no longer, for the time being, my show is going to move from 12 Eastern, 9 Pacific to 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 o'clock Pacific. 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific. Guys, be sure to check out the Donovan Sharpe merchandise store. That is Donovan Sharpe /merch. If you want to get your hands on cool swag like this, I don't even know if they use swag anymore. Coffee mugs, t-shirts, etc. If you want to support the show and look like an idiot while doing it, because I'm sure I look like an idiot walking around with the shirt on, but I don't give a shit. I do not care. What's banana gobbler mean? Ask your mom. Plenty of ways to support the show there. You can become a patron at patreon.com/Donovan Sharpe. You can now find me on Patreon. The adult content mark has been removed, which means I'm going to come up in all of the search engines when people search me on Patreon and Google and all that. So hopefully that will translate into more patrons for myself and more content for you guys. Good stuff, guys. Thank you guys very, very much for your generosity. I will absolutely make it my mission in life to pay that forward. I will see you guys on Monday, September 16th at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time for TSR Primetime. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.